Hey there guys, how you going? Welcome back to Hearns TV, and it's me Dan, and I'm going to take you through an unboxing video. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. We were very busy over Christmas and New Year's, and yeah, so thought I was about due to show you some. I'll show you a really cool model kit that I think you really need to know about, and yeah, so here we go. Anyway, guys, I got one for you that is awesome. This is British engineering at its finest. And guys, I would very much like for you to meet the Handley Page Victor, the Mk.2, the bomber variant of this aircraft. I'll tell you a little bit about it. The Victor was the third and final aircraft in the V series of bombers for the Royal Air Force, including the Valiant and the Vulcan, which I took you through a little while ago. But yeah, this is definitely the best looking of all three, in my opinion, anyway. And yeah, this one was designed in 1953 or 54, I think. I first flew 1953, 1954, thereabouts, and went into service in 1958. It saw 35 years of illustrious service with the Royal Air Force and was retired in 1993. Yeah, but it was an enormous part of the nuclear deterrent triad for the Royal Air Force. About 82 or 83 of them were made in total out of all of the different variants. But yeah, all right, so let's have a look through this kit, and I'll talk to you more about it as we go along. Now, guys, this is an Airfix kit, as you can see, and it is a 72 scale, and so this is going to be a decent size one. And as you can see, look at how beautiful it is. The Victor really was quite striking. Very distinctive look about it as well, and I love the engines and the wing roots as well, which was quite indicative of all of the aircraft in the V series. Airfix have done very well with the box art on this one. So we'll open it up, take that, and first let's have a look at the instructions. Now, on the Airfix instructions, I always like how it's a A4 page, but they always add just a little bit of color, and it's always those little bits extra that really help bring out the enjoyment of the kit. So let's have a look, see. Decal positioning. I'll chuck that down there. We'll have a look at the quick look at the, actually, we'll go through this. Go through this first. The instructions. Yes, basic instructions, obviously. Once again, little bits of color here and there to highlight the parts that you're working with and where the pieces are going. Nice and easy to understand, easy to follow. Good pictures, solid pictures, excellent. Yes. Alrighty, well, let's get into the nuts and bolts of this 72 scale kit. Now, let's have a look at the camouflage and the coloring schemes here. Now, there we go, the all white there, one from the 139 Squadron. Now, the B.2 actually had its wings lengthened to 120 feet, and the air intakes were enlarged and strengthened for better high altitude performance. And that's why this one's colored white. It's the anti-flash camouflage or paint pattern for the nuclear delivery. And then on the other side, this one had the camouflage on the top because it was used for low level fast going under the radar, so to get in and drop its nuclear payload, which you can see there. The blue steel missile was on the payload, as you could see on the front of the box art. The British Blue Steel missile weighed 17,000 pounds, right? Had a maximum speed of Mach 3 and a range of 925 kilometers. It was a standoff missile to be launched outside of the borders of the Soviet Union, and so could strike deep on the inside because they knew the bombers would most likely be intercepted. It also had an absolutely staggering warhead on it that was 73 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. The total potency of it was 1.1 megatons. And to put that into perspective, that's the equivalent of 1.1 million tons of TNT in one detonation. 52 of those missiles were built, I believe. Now, the pieces of the kit. What I like about this kit, this is a big kit, but you see, the thing is there's only 2 plastic bags. Everything comes in just 2 plastic bags. And I actually like that. There's less to throw out afterwards. The less plastic to throw out afterwards is, in my opinion, always a good thing. It's just that little bit better. So we'll start off with the fuselage. And two-piece fuselage. We'll have a look here. And as you can see, guys, it's got nice indented details. I think this model is improved from the first version of the Victor B.2 that was brought out by Airfix. At least I think it was anyway. And there we have parts of the tail. Once again, beautiful details. I hope the camera is really doing it justice there. And here is where this is where the engines would sit in the wing roots. And these struts here is to help strengthen the fuselage for the weight of the wings that would be hanging off it. And there's, like I said, the tail, and then parts of the tail there. The tail on the Victor was very distinctive with the upward inflected T-tail at the end for speed and stability. And then we'll have another look at the other side of the fuselage. Here it goes, like I said, it's coming together in 2 pieces. And this is where the air brakes would fall out. There, speed brakes on the on a very big plane. Had a crew of 5 or 6, I think. And then we got the bulkheads on the inside of the fuselage here. And oh, very nice. Now there's some instrumentation on the inside of the cockpit, just there. And the details on it are spectacular. I don't think the camera can show it properly, but the dials and the buttons are like the tiny, tiny little details there. That'd be a lot of fun to really bring that out. And there's like I was saying, the upward inflection on the tail, the T-tail. And that's the first bag done. And let's have a look and see inside the second one. Yes, all right, the wings. Put that over there now. Very big wings on the Victor, as you can see. This is the above, or should I say the top part, going onto the back of the cockpit there. And this is where the engines would rest, just on the inside. Right there. Once again, the indented details there. Very, very beautiful, very beautiful. And then the underside there, where, and that's where your landing gear would be, just in there. And more of those beautiful details on the wing and fuselage area. This would be a gorgeous kit. See, I'm tempted to buy this one for myself, actually. We've got a couple of these in store. And what else is in bag number 2? Let's have a look, see. Right, here we are. And these are more of the fuselage, and then the interior of the aircraft there. Now, the payload. There's the missile, the immensely powerful missile. And there are the controller fins that would go near the front. And some that would be folded down because it'd be recessed in the belly of the aircraft there. Only the 1 minute, you only really need the one when it's the equivalent of just over 1 million tons of explosives. And yeah, and a little bit more details just in there. Now let's have a look. What else is in bag number 2? More parts of the wing. This would be the top side, and here would be the underside. And there was, you could also carry additional fuel tanks on the wings as well, which would be just there. And then there was almost sort of a chin underneath the very front where the cockpit would be. I love all these sensory parts that were popping out on the top parts of the wing. Now let's see what else we got here. Landing gear. Lots and lots of wheels on this thing. You're going to need a lot of wheels for such a big plane. And then you got the landing gear there. And here are the exhaust ports for the engines. Geez, they're really thick. If you can see where the sprue meets the part, they're actually kind of thick. They're really joined on there. You're going to need a pretty decent set of side cutters to get them off. You're going to have to do a bit of sanding there as well. And then you've got the seats for the crew there, and access ports, and all the interior, and then the additional air intakes, smaller air intakes to charge and power up all the internal workings of the aircraft. And geez, we've nearly blitzed through this already. Wow, okay. And there we have blades for the engines, and more of the rear of the engines where the exhaust would come out. And then you've also obviously got the parts that would be the doors over the access ports, and the where the landing gear would recess. And there's some of the landing struts there, which the wheels would attach to. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, just before we go, don't forget the canopy. So I won't take that one out of the plastic, but I'll hold it up to the camera so you can see. There we are. There's one big piece for all of the little windows where the pilot and co-pilot would see out, and that goes under the nose at the very front. And these look to be the tips of the wings, where they would have like landing lights and signal lights. So that, instead of just the small pieces for the light, it's like the whole tip of the wing. So you'll have to paint over most of that. Okay, interesting. But yeah, all right. So absolutely blitzed through that kit. I thought that was actually going to be a lot more to that, but oh well, never mind. Still a really cool kit nonetheless. Absolutely beautiful aircraft. If you're moving up to bombers and you want to do a larger plane, I'll recommend this one. Yeah, 72 scale Airfix Victor nuclear strike aircraft. Absolutely beautiful. Grab it while you can, because like I said, I'm tempted to get one for myself. But yeah, alrighty, cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. It's good to be back. I haven't done one of these videos for a while, so gonna do a few more in quick succession, I think, and yeah, get back into the swing of it. Yeah, all right. As always, I hope to see you in store sometime soon, so we can have a chat and talk about model kits or planes, tanks, whatever you want. And see you next time. And as always, rock and roll, guys. Cheers.